Okay, I've tried to make this video like 7 or 8 times at this point. It's 1 in the morning. I'm very tired. Hoping that this will be the last attempt because I really would like to try to relax and get some sleep. But the Lord has put it on my heart that this video needs to be done. So I just want to go ahead and get this done. Stick with me to the end. There's a bigger picture that will be seen. There'll be a lot of details leading, or not a lot, but there'll be a fair amount of details leading up to this conclusion. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet, but it's important that you listen to the end, okay? Please listen through to the end, and then decide for yourself, research it for yourself, so that you see that I'm not just making stuff up, all right? Okay. Now, starting about a year ago, I started having these situations. I was seeing numbers 1111 pop up everywhere I looked. I would look at a clock on the wall and say 1111. I'd look at the timer on my oven as it was counting down, and I'd look at it just at the moment that it said 1111. I would be driving in my car, and I would look down at my clock on my car, and it would say 1111. I'd be at the cash register, and the price or the change that would come back would be 1111. Heck, I even got a card in the mail that was a replacement for another card, and the new number on the end of it was 1111. I didn't understand what this meant, so I went ahead and I got on YouTube and I looked, and I found that there was a whole bunch of people who was having the exact same experience. Okay? Cool. At least I know I'm not alone. But I listened to their definitions, and none of it really makes any sense to me. They say, "Oh, it's a harbinger of bad luck and chaos." It hasn't been, because things have been good. I've been blessed. They say it is a bearer of good gifts. It means that you're on the right track, and God is going to bless you and give you an abundance. And I say, well, God's blessed me and given me an abundance my whole life. And I've never saw 1111 over and over again. So why now? What's changed? And then I see other things that says, oh, this means that you're going to be spiritually awakened to the universe around you. Can I get a hello there? You'll know who I'm talking about if you've seen the video. Guy's a joke. But anyway, that's what he thought, was that it's a spiritual awakening to the universe. Didn't make sense to me either, because I felt the same as I always had. Now, I said all that to finish at the end with what my thought is. Real quickly, I'm going to go over these next few subjects. I'm going to also put things in there that you can use as reference points so that you can look into it for yourself and see that I'm not lying. In the year 2020, they plan to have all people on Earth receive what they call a real ID or a global ID. This will be a facial recognition scan that will then be entered into a global database of identity. Okay? And it's mandatory. It was put into effect by the United Nations back in 2015, and it's to take effect starting in 2020. Don't believe what I'm saying. Please look it up for yourself. After the end of each information I give, I will give you the line that you can use to look it up and find it for yourself. It's called ID 2020. Okay? ID 2020. Next information. Did you know that they plan, the people at SpaceX and Tesla Corp, Elon Musk, plans by the year 2022 to begin the process of colonizing Mars? He says that in 2022 he's going to send up 2 cargo ships, and in 2024 he's going to send up 4 ships. 2 of them are going to be cargo, and 2 of them are going to be the first citizens of Mars. Honest truth. You don't believe me? The information you can find and show that I'm telling you the truth is SpaceX Mars colonization 2024. Okay? Next thing. Many computer tech experts are saying that by 2029, they believe we could see the beginning of what they call the AI singularity. Now, what is that? AI singularity means simply this. We will have created a technology that is smarter than us. Okay? It will be proverbially, I can't talk right. It will be literally a technology we created that will be able to surpass us in vast amounts of knowledge and self-improvement. And the only way that they say we're going to be able to keep up with these machines is to merge with them. So we're going to have to implant stuff in our own brain just to be able to keep up with our AI competitors, our artificial intelligence competitors. Okay, next thing is this. Did you know in the year 2029, they're saying that NASA is saying that there's an asteroid named Apophis 99942 that is supposed to pass close enough to the Earth on April 13th, 2029, that it will go between the Earth's lower orbit, or upper orbit, and lower satellites that are in orbit. Meaning it has a 3% chance of hitting the Earth. It comes that close. 3 out of 100 is a lot better odds than winning the lottery, folks. But they say it's going to pass. So let's just not focus on that right this second. Okay. Next. Okay. By 2030, they say that 43 smart cities will be built. And that these smart cities will hold, large quantities of people. That they're going to start encouraging people to live in the cities instead of out in the rural areas. And that they're going to make the rural areas wild habitat growth so that they can refurbish basically the destroyed habitat that we've created. Cool, huh? Yeah. Alright, next step. Also, in the year 2030, the United Nations plans to put into effect what it calls the UN Global Goals of Sustainable Development. 17 guidelines by which they will control food production and consumption, medical production and consumption, water production, consumption, food production and consumption. I've probably already said that, but my point is this. They are going to control businesses in every aspect and facet of life. Look into it yourself. UN Sustainable Development Goals of 2030. Okay? Now, next step. Alright? UN Sustainable Development of 2030 is in Revelation chapter 13, verse 7. I won't read it, but look it up yourself. Revelation 13, verse 7 talks about a global world order, dictatorship. Everything controlled by this global order. Revelation 13:15 discusses giving life to the image of the beast. This is AI singularity that it's referring to. Okay? And there's even a part in Revelation chapter 21, verse 1, I believe, through 2, where it says about the colonization of another planet. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no more sea. Okay. Now, why did I say all that information? This is why. If you look at the overall theme of what they're doing, 2020, they want everybody to be identified. 2024, they're colonizing another planet. 2029, an asteroid might strike the Earth. computers might become smarter than humans and take us slaves. At the same time, the UN plans on setting up a global dictatorship to control all of our food production, business production, and everything else. Do you see a trend here? The trend is this. They know more than what they're telling people. This asteroid in 2029 is not going to miss the Earth more than likely. And if it is, they're still planning on doing this as soon as possible because they think that it's going to hit 7 years later in 2036. But I firmly believe that they know this asteroid is supposed to strike the Earth April 13th of 2029, and that is why they're doing everything that they're doing. That's why they're trying to shove the United States into a socialist world order. That's why they're trying to shove everybody into a global, borderless world. That's why they're trying to enforce all of these ridiculous green energy laws on everybody. I think they're prepping because they know in the very near future this asteroid is going to hit. And when it does, it is going to be havoc and chaos. And they're going to have to know where everybody is, who's living, who's dead, who's under the control of the system. Because let's just face it, when it's all out chaos and havoc, you got to have control of most of those people if you can, or they'll be robbing you and killing you. So you got to get them on board, right? They are preparing for something massive bad to happen. And I believe it is this Apophis asteroid. Funny that its number is 99942, because if you flip it upside down, it actually says 24666. And Apophis is the Egyptian snake god of death. So it's a serpent. Imagine that. A serpent with a number 666 in its title. But nonetheless, my point is, the Bible states that this stuff is getting ready to happen. And the predictions of our future of science lines up perfectly with the book of Revelation. And it's basically this. This asteroid could very well be either the sixth seal of the book of Revelation breaking, or the third trumpet, or the fifth trumpet. I'm not really sure. But it is one of those three things. And they know that it is. They are trying to get the world, or get themselves prepared for the bad thing that's getting ready to happen. Okay? Because they want to know where everybody's at. They want to know that everybody is on board. They want to have this new dictator system ready to go in a moment's notice. And that's why it's set 1 year. They said they had planned on having it done within 1 year of this asteroid passing by Earth, where they control everything, all food production, all religion, everything. A global world order. It's more than just coincidence, okay? It's more than just a coincidence. I believe they know, and they're just keeping the information from everybody, that this asteroid is supposed to strike. Now, I'm almost done, but I have one more thing to say. Remember me telling you I didn't feel satisfied about seeing 1111 everywhere, and it didn't make sense to me, the definitions I was being given? The year 2029, when this asteroid would strike Earth, is exactly 11 years from now. God bless you, and I hope that you might have gotten something valuable out of this. Have a relationship with the Lord. If you don't, you'll start to see things more clearly. Take care, and God bless.